Nobody investigates like News 4. A new warning about a contaminated creek in Niagara County. Stay away from 18 Mile Creek in Lockport. News 4 Investigates first told you about the danger there more than a year ago. Jordan Williams has this new health alert.
This 60-page public health assessment just issued by the New York State Department of Health. The warnings in it quite clear. Touching or handling the soil around 18 Mile Creek could harm people's health. You'd never know by looking. 18 Mile Creek is one of the worst contamination zones in western New York. The sediment and surrounding soil are packed with potentially cancer-causing chemicals. Now neighbors have even more reason to worry. Decades of industrial use have led to higher than acceptable levels of PCBs or polychlorinated biphenyls, as well as lead, arsenic, and chromium. The arsenic and chromium levels are creating a moderate risk for cancer, according to the Department of Health. Those frightening findings are based on samples from families' backyards. The EPA admits pinpointing the sole source of the contamination will be tough, perhaps impossible.
People want out of there.
Shirley Nicholas has been worried for years.
I want to get those people out. They all got children. There's all this contamination.
News 4 Investigates was there a year ago when workers hired by the EPA started installing a clean soil cover at 5 homes along Water Street in Lockport. It should limit exposure to contamination. We spoke with attorney Roy Mason, who represents many of the families last year.
And they now know that they have been exposed, their children have been exposed to these toxic substances simply from living in their homes and walking in their yards.
The state report says there's a special concern for children playing and people gardening at these contaminated properties. They should avoid touching or handling contaminated soils and sediments. Here's one example. The highest lead level detected in a backyard was nearly 12 times what's recommended.
This is a situation that requires immediate action, in our view. And we need to get these people, get their homes purchased at a fair price and get them relocated.
The feds are in the process of buying out the properties of the 5 families closest to the creek and moving them. EPA spokesperson Mike Basile tells me that workers just finished doing appraisals on the homes along this creek. Right now, the appraisal values are under review. The earliest the families will be bought out is next year. Another reason to worry, fish. No one should eat any of the fish from 18 Mile Creek. Federal law required the state of New York to put together this health report. You can read it for yourself, 60-plus pages. It's on WIVB.com with this story. I'm Jordan Williams, News 4 Investigates.